Hey guys, this is Wildcat Chris Harris, TNA original and one half of 6-time TNA World Tag Team Champions, America's Most Wanted. You are listening to the TNA Cross the Line podcast.
TNA Wrestling, Cross the Line.
And we're back with episode 272 of the TNA Cross the Line podcast. I am Colling Jr. With me, as always, is Dallas Gridley. And Dallas, today's episode is the final one of 2006, and maybe the final one of my tenure here on the podcast because Homeboy is tired, and we are powering through because Dallas is basically forcing me to do this against my will, but that's okay.
We are exposing everything here in the first minute and a half of the podcast.
Yeah, it's currently 7:16 at night on a Sunday, and you may be wondering, wow, Bob, that's not that late, and I will tell you it is, because this is the 7th episode that we've done, and I have to go to work at 4 a.m. tomorrow, and yeah, we've been doing this since like noon, so this is pretty rough, and I don't get paid to do this. So if you guys want to support that, head over to the Pro Wrestling Tees shop and buy a T-shirt so I can get about $1.25, which is my cut, because I know that Dallas is skimming about 80% of profits and not telling me. So that is where we're at with that. But yeah, it's the final impact of 2006.
Yeah, the last episode was great.
Was it?
No,
seem to recall that we hated it.
Yeah, we actually didn't like it, which is a bummer. And don't worry, it seems like I was skimming Dave Meltzer's recap, and it sounds like he didn't really enjoy it much either. So we weren't alone.
Oh, that's good. It's good to know that we're on the same wavelength as Mr. Meltzer.
That's right. Which, I mean, we were with our star ratings from Turning Point as well, so it's not totally far off. Let's do a quick rundown of what we saw on our last episode. There was 3 matches, which was a very short total of match time here in action. Sting defeated Kazarian in 1 minute and 15 seconds, and Johnny Devine and Maverick Matt ringside, and of course Raven came out after and then beat the shit out of him with a kendo stick. Team 3D defeated the Naturals in 2 minutes and 5 seconds in a tag team tables match. And then Shane Douglas said, hey, the experiment's over. We're just done with that. So that was pretty cool. And according to, at least in-ring action, Andy Douglas, for what we are seeing, has pretty much wrapped up in TNA. So it's kind of a bummer.
I wonder if there's going to be any kind of note, because I feel like in the ever since like Shane Douglas was associated with them, Andy was seemingly the only one of the two that had like gripes about cutting his hair and whatever else.
That's a fair point. He has been. It was called out fairly often that he was seemingly the one who had some of the issues with some of the stuff. Which, I'll be honest with you, I don't fully disagree with him. It's actually, I don't even know. At least not in this week's episode. There's not really any specific note about it. So hopefully we'll find out more as we go on. So
we won't see him again.
We won't see him at least in ring. I don't know for sure if we will see him in a segment or something like that, but in ring wise, yeah, he's pretty much done, because like we noted, this is the last episode of 2006, and he does not wrestle again. And then if you even go on Cage Match and you go into 2007. It's, believe it or not, house shows, and there's a couple explosion appearances. So technically, he makes a couple like final appearances there, and then that's it. So if we're talking like, is he working in association with TNA? Spoiler: it's until about June with house shows. But on Impacts, at least in match wise, we're not going to see him. So it's kind of a weird situation.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So that's a bummer. And there's one other match that happened in our last show, and that was when AJ Styles and Samoa Joe teamed up to defeat Kurt Angle and Rhino in 6 minutes and 42 seconds. So the partners didn't quite get along there, but it happened. Also, a couple other like things that went down during the show. Santa was there, which, spoiler alert, was Brother Runt, and then he got beat up by Conan and LAX. And then Mike Tenay had an interview with James Storm, which was essentially the same interview he did with AJ Styles a few weeks back. He says AMW isn't over until Chris Harris. What did he say? Until he says it's over, essentially. I mean, okay, it's over though. I mean, you screwed your partner, but. And then the other thing that I thought was funny, the way that Dave Meltzer wrote it, because I think we talked over it because for indie notes and stuff. But when Ron Killings was coming out doing his rap at one point during the show, so Dave says, then came a major weird segment. This is post the tag team tables match. He says, when you consider how rushed everything is and how long the main event went. So Ron Killings did a long rap about a bunch of subjects, including how hard it is for him to give up smoking. Now, apparently, this is a favor to Spike TV, and you're probably thinking, what the fuck does that mean? Well, they're apparently going to be involved with an anti-smoking group, and TNA is cooperating, doing some sort of storyline involving Killings making a New Year's resolution to give up smoking.
Are you serious? They're going to make a storyline out of it?
I mean, that's that's what it said.
I don't remember. I don't think they do that. I don't remember that ever happening.
I have a feeling, and it was so subtle. Like he said it in his rap. That's why we never listen to what he's saying in the raps, because usually it's just what's up,
right?
What's up.
I wonder if it could be like an explosion thing, but that wouldn't be on Spike TV.
True, but that's a very interesting point. I wouldn't be surprised if we just get like a backstage segment where he's like, I'm giving up smoking, and like in an interview, and like that's it. Like, how can you make a storyline out of it?
So like not a lengthy thing.
That's what I feel like, but
well, I mean, okay, so you could have him wrestling in a tag team with Hoyt, which obviously he's been doing. And he gets the hot tag and he's firing up. The adrenaline gets him going, right? But then suddenly he's having that nicotine crave.
Oh.
Goes through withdrawals. Gets distracted.
He pulls one out?
No, somebody else does.
Oh.
And starts smoking, and he'll be like fiending. He'll be like, I want that. And then roll up 1, 2, 3. Every single time.
That could do it.
Easy peasy.
Anything is possible.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much last week's show.
And you can have like a nicotine patch on a pole match.
Ooh. Now we're talking. Now we are talking. We could use another pole match.
Or they can try to bring in the Sandman and have him team with Ron. And then the whole thing would just be that Ron is smelling the cigarette smoke to help him get past the craving of directly smoking it.
That would be the perfect Sandman return that we've been waiting for.
Yeah, and their team name can just be Puff Puff Pass.
Jesus Christ.
But that's more so for weed than a cigarette, but still.
Hey, I guess you could do it for both.
Two like how they do like a drag on a cigarette? Mm-hmm. 2 drags and a wrap. That could be their
There we go.
Their team name.
Win the belts, strap them up.
I mean,
they also did a segment for the PCS playoffs that they've been kind of going. It was a pogo stick contest. I forgot to mention that. So
What was?
the pogo stick contest that they did for the PCS, and of course they were checking like Shelley's. Shelley was complaining about Sanjay Dutt's shoes because they had the bouncy thing to them. So
Right.
National inspected the shoes, said they were regulation Bob Backlund, stuff like that. So,
yeah.
Pretty silly
Even though,
stuff.
like, those springs really don't help you jump. I mean, they did like a study on that.
I didn't know they did a study on it, but that totally makes sense to me.
Yeah, it's just really just a visual aid.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. It doesn't really actually make you jump higher.
Just like the pumps do.
Right. That shit is not even real either. It's fraud.
Yeah, I think they're silly, but.
Yeah.
Well, I have some bad news for you, Bob, and that is that the in-ring career of Conan, already in jeopardy since he was scheduled for his hip replacement surgery this past week, may be over as doctors in Monterrey, Mexico, were unable to operate on him on December 20th as planned due to severe kidney problems that will soon require a transplant. So, this ain't good. So, I have more on this. So, he was supposed to get the surgery. I think we talked about that last week. He was finishing up that taping. He was going to go right after that, get the surgery. Going to be great. Well, when Conan was being checked out before surgery, the doctors found his kidneys weren't functioning properly due to an internal infection and his system being low in antibodies to fight the infection. Doctors deemed the hip replacement surgery too risky. He was ordered to undergo painful kidney dialysis 3 times a week, and they were hoping it would help him enough to where they could replace his hip without risking his life with the surgery, now scheduled for late next week. And then he goes on to say here how a little bit of history. So Conan, he's turning 43 next week at this time. When he was informed of his kidney problems, he immediately felt that it was due to his long-term steroid use, but his doctors in Mexico said the kind of kidney failure he's suffering from is inconsistent with kidney damage associated with steroids. Conan had been using pain pills to continue to wrestle for many years. And of course, as we know, pain pills are part of the routine for a large percentage of pro wrestlers, particularly as they get older, because of the physical nature of the business. Conan, in his youth, was a bodybuilding powerhouse, hence the name given to him by a ring announcer earlier in his career. Now, ever since WCW ended up folding, he had very rough years financially. He was also blacklisted out of Mexico until Antonio Pena finally took him back at the end of 2004. He continued to work on it, his hip that we're talking about, but he became immobile in the ring. And it got so bad that TNA finally took him out of the ring and made him a manager, a role he probably should have been in for the past several years, Dave says. As the manager of LAX, his stock in the U.S. is probably the highest it's been in years, if ever, due to his promo ability. Now,
what? He's saying that his stock, this is the highest his stock has been in the U.S. ever?
He said possibly, if ever, but definitely in the last few years.
And come on. Oh my God. Can you ever breathe? I swear to God.
Because of his promo, dude. He's very good.
His peak, okay, so like his peak is probably 1999, popularity wise. Early 99, late 98, early 99.
Okay.
He is nowhere near that now with LAX. He's a good heel, yes. And, you know, he's going to work well with Homicide and Hernandez, but to say that this is the highest that his stock has been in a few years, if ever, if not ever, that's too ridiculous to
just because of his
to say that thing. That'd be like saying that, oh, this is the highest that Kurt Angle stock has ever been. Why?
Maybe it is. You never know.
It's not.
Well, over this past year, he goes on to say that Conan would shoot himself up with painkillers before matches and continue to wrestle in Mexico. It wasn't until he was on a lengthy tour where he worked Mexico and TNA pretty consistently for 2 weeks, and at the tail end, he ran out of the pain pills that he was using, that it really hit hard, and he realized the damage that he had done, and the pain became unbearable. So over the past several weeks, he had needed a cane just to get around and even canceled wrestling on TNA house shows in Monterrey, Mexico. A show where he had been in the middle of setting it up. At that point, his goal was to finish basically through doing some injury angles, and then he was going to get written off. Now, in Monterrey, there was a significant amount of mainstream publicity regarding his condition, as one of the nurses apparently told the media that they were unable to do the surgery and that his health was bad enough to where stories got out locally that it was life-threatening. Numerous wrestlers from Monterrey and top stars throughout the city came to visit him hearing those stories. The story was about to break Mexico City, where reporters were dispatched to talk to him in the hospital, but he was released a few days earlier than planned to return home and I think in California, and then to get outpatient treatment in Tijuana. It was reported still in the press in Monterrey that due to his kidney problems, his career as a wrestler is over. Konnan is still saying he will return to the ring in Mexico after he gets his hip replacement and his kidney transplant. Konnan had said in Mexico that his original agreement that he would pay half and TNA would pay half of the cost, believed it in the $25,000 range because he was doing it in Mexico, where medical care is far cheaper than the U.S. But then the question becomes quality of such care for the hip replacement. But TNA informed Konnan that because they were losing so much money, they couldn't pay for it. They could loan him money upfront and have him pay it back. That is a similar policy of the WWF in the 80s, where wrestlers took care of injuries suffering from the ring in those days. If they needed the money for operations and medical care, WWF would loan them money, and then they would return it and take it out of their paychecks. Today, of course, or at the time, and still today, WWE covers wrestlers when they are injured on the job. So TNA also turned him down when it came to paying for the kidney transplant. While the cost would be around $100,000 and an expected 5-year wait in the U.S., the doctors in Monterrey told him that they could do it for $35,000 and it would be a 1-year wait. So he goes on to say that the Ralden family that now runs AAA told Konnan not to worry, as they would be doing benefit shows to help pay for the kidney transplant. Konnan is likely to return to television for both companies. He's also working behind the scenes with AAA, where he's handling a lot of the booking, as soon as he's able to move around well enough to at least work at ringside.
I want to say that this issue in terms of paying for these surgeries becomes a lengthy situation with TNA.
I wouldn't be surprised about that.
I don't think this is just like hey, we're not going to pay for it. I'm pretty sure that Konnan sues them.
Oh, okay.
They have to go to court. Spoiler alert, I guess. That's from what I can remember. There's definitely going to be more to this in the future. I think that they should. Well, you know what? He didn't get hurt in the ring.
I think that's where it gets tricky.
They'd be paying for a surgery based off of previous employments in WCW and in Mexico.
Yeah, it gets a little tricky.
He probably advanced his injuries in TNA, but it didn't initially happen there. And it's certainly not TNA's fault that he needs a kidney transplant either.
Right.
So, yeah.
Either way, not great news for Konnan.
No, yeah, that's probably not.
It's not ideal.
Probably not on TNA to pay for that.
Well, speaking of things that they're not paying for anymore, apparently the company has decided that they are no longer going to be paying for hotels and rental cars. And Dave Meltzer says that he believes that it's only for talent, as the production people will still get their hotels paid for. So he speaks on this for a second. So only a select few were getting their rental cars taken care of, but everyone had been getting their hotels taken care of before the memo went out. So from a PR standpoint, nobody is happy.
No kidding.
Yeah, right. And a few guys were furious. In a sense, it was an eye-opener because it's a long time since anyone had talked about financial condition of the company. Dave says, I don't think that anyone thought the company wasn't still losing money and that they were tight in a lot of ways of spending money, but the attitude was the condition couldn't be that bad with all the appearances of things getting better, such as more pub on Spike, better time slots, signing Angle, etc. Now, some think the signing of Angle and the decision to sign Sting for another year, which I don't know if we even know is confirmed yet, but he says it right here at least, which are huge salaries, are very different because Sting hasn't meant a thing for a buy rate in months and doesn't work arena shows. Angle does a lot more, but it is now a mere mortal because of the way he's been booked. For one thing, since the next show isn't until January 14th, because this is the last taping of before the pay-per-view, they could have waited on this week to tell people without ruining everyone's Christmas, although the end result would have been the same. Because, I mean, it is literally like a week before, but the shuttle from the airport to the hotel cost $24, and the hotel rooms cost $69 at the DoubleTree, although most will probably opt for a cheaper $49 hotel in the same area if they are paying for it. So Dave says, actually, we may get back to the old days of 4 or more to a room, like guys did in Ring of Honor, where the company pays for the hotels. But when you consider that most talent is earning $300 to $750 per shot, the lower-end guys who are struggling in the first place are the ones who are going to be hit the hardest.
Okay, so that's great that we have numbers, because in my head I was thinking there's definitely guys making like $300.
There you go.
And then I was thinking for a hotel, well, because what it was 60, yeah. So I was thinking like 50 or $60. I think I was thinking 50.
It's about that range.
Yeah, so that
it's eating up half their checks.
Right. So to that, I mean, per night. So if there's if you're booked on the pay-per-view and then you have a taping the next day and you're making $300 a shot, so you make $600 a weekend, 100 of that is going to your hotel.
Yeah. It's not great.
And if these guys have rent or a mortgage, you got to be doing indies at that point or have a regular job.
Right.
That's scummy. I think that they should just pay for that.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think it's great. Dave speaks about the last Angle Joe match that we had a little bit. So he said that we've had independent confirmation of what it looked like from our initial response, that the second Angle versus Joe match looks to have done about half what the first did. And he says that drop was more of a function of the marketplace, as there were so many pay-per-views in such a short period of time, and TNA is simply lower on the priority list for everyone except maybe its 25,000 regulars. There was no match that they could do that would keep the numbers, but it was a mistake under circumstances in going with Joe versus Angle 2 on a 3-week build when it could have popped another buy rate if it was held off. This is the stuff we keep talking about. And he goes on to say, they did waste a potential drawing match and burned out their on-paper best program by also not understanding the market conditions. Again, booking for ratings and hot-shotting storylines and not doing well on pay-per-view, while not making as much money now, may be beneficial short-term if it gets them more television money. But still, if there is any lesson of 2006 that shouldn't be more clear, it is just how meaningless the rating statistic is as compared to how intently the people people watching care about the product and how well you sell your main event. So he kind of breaks down some numbers and stuff like that too, but they do like hot shot in their stuff, as we have come to learn.
Yeah, they don't have patience. I agree with the whole 3 weeks thing. I think that shows you that they don't have like a good long-term plan. They're just like, oh, we'll do match 1 here, and then why not? In 3 weeks, we'll just do it again.
Right.
I mean, the whole build is just if Joe wanted a rematch.
Well, right. He's like,
and guess what it is now? Kurt wants a rematch.
Kurt wants a rematch, yeah.
There's no real depth to this.
No.
For the most part. So.
No, there's not. I just got a couple more for you, and then we'll talk about some other things during the show. So there's actually coming up on January 5th, which Bob will cover at the time, there is going to be a house show in Portugal that is going to be headlined by Kurt Angle, facing an opponent chosen by the fans there. And the choices being AJ Styles, Jeff Jarrett, because he's going to be back on the road around that time, Samoa Joe, and Christopher Daniels. Now, Rhino is going to end up facing the second place vote, getting the third and fourth place to wrestle each other. So we're building like a whole card based on whoever Kurt Angle faces, essentially.
That's weird.
And of course, Alvarez notes that it wouldn't be TNA if things were simple. So if that didn't make any sense to you, there you go.
So let's say I would imagine at this rate, people would vote for Joe.
You'd get Kurt Angle versus Samoa Joe, and then if like, I think in this case, Styles would probably be second, right? So then you get Rhino versus Styles, and then you'd get Christopher Daniels versus Jeff Jarrett.
Okay, because like Styles and Rhino would make sense considering
right
what's going on.
And he's popular enough that he'd get second place votes probably at that point.
Yeah, so I think they're trying to be cute with how the card would obviously be set up.
Right. Well, there's more card notes as well, and once we actually get to it, we'll have to compare and like kind of see what ends up happening. But he notes that there's going to be a Portuguese title gauntlet match featuring all Portuguese talent. We will see Abyss versus Christian Cage, Brother Runt versus Jerry Lynn, Team 3D versus VKM, Pac versus Johnny Storm, versus Jody Flesh versus Spud in a match imported from the UK. Christy Hemme versus Gail Kim. What else does he note here? Christy versus Gail Kim in a knockout contest. Presumably not a UFC style knockout. So this might be the first time we're using the term in a match wise that it's a knockouts match. Kind of fun. And then there's also, they must have like 2 days of this, because then we see like VCAM and Jerry Lynn versus Team 3D and Runt, Abyss versus Christian in a street fight. These shows have been promoted super heavy, with wrestlers appearing in major magazines and newspapers, and guys like Angle getting heavy TV exposure. So bunch of stuff like that. There's this guy named Axel, who's a Portuguese celebrity said to be like an A-lister who is a major wrestling fan. He also does Portuguese voiceovers for TNA and 1PW on Eurosport in the UK. He's been pushing the shows hard, which is also really helping as well. So it sounds like this is about to be quite the event for TNA.
In Portugal.
Lisbon, Portugal. Get ready. I hope that we'll get like numbers for that. Like, I want to know how many people were there.
I wonder if they would show footage.
Oh, apps, dude! This is global impact all over it.
Yeah,
all
I'd
over it.
Think would do that.
Right. You know how we've been talking about the Dixie Carter really hopes that the VKM WWE match is going to happen?
It's not that she really hopes; she thinks it's going to.
Yeah, well, it's also apparently noted that there is legitimately $1 million set aside to pay for the match if it gets made. That's what's being reported. Alvarez is reporting, which he says, I know that sounds absolutely ridiculous, but what is more ridiculous is it's not done just in case, but rather because, as we just said, Dixie Carter actually thought that WWE was surely going to accept the offer.
I'm gonna be that guy right now. And I don't know if you're kind of noticing what I immediately went to. She set aside $1 million for this.
But we can't pay for the hotels.
We can't pay for the hotels for the wrestler.
I think you figured out why.
That's incredible.
It's quite interesting to read those in the same.
At $69 a hotel, I wonder how long that $1 million would last. Probably a while.
Yeah, I'd have to say so. It's pretty cool.
That is insane.
It's pretty cool.
Oh my god! So when the match doesn't happen and that $1 million is freed up, are they going to pay for the hotels again?
They should.
Was there like a set deadline for this match?
I don't think there was. They should have one.
Okay.
Mostly so I don't have to hear about it anymore. But
yeah, no, it's stupid.
Yeah. I think that they're going to have to do something where it's like, even in the next few weeks, as we build toward final resolution, I feel like they just need to be like, you have until January 14th or something.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
And then just end it. Because, like, what?
Yeah, that's what they would do. It's either that or if there's like the Impact going 2 hours like full time, if that episode is like soon or something.
Oh, okay. That's
they
a good
would
point.
do it probably for that too.
Right. Well, we'll find out. I have one final note for you, and then we will get into today's show. And it's kind of what we were kind of talking about it last week, actually. But TNA is apparently no longer allowing Hermie Sadler's UWF promotion to use the TNA name in marketing the shows. And that's because TNA is going to be doing its own house shows this year. And this year being, we're about to go into 2007. The UWF shows will mainly include TNA talent and be held on dates without TNA house shows, but also include some outside talent, as it always has been. They will use a 6-sided ring and are planning on running 2 shows per month on successive nights. The first shows of next year are going to be February 2nd in Wilson, North Carolina.
So they're non-TNA shows, but everything about it would be TNA.
Yeah, it's still the same, but they can't use the TNA name in marketing.
Why not?
Don't know.
Who cares? You're gonna have like the TNA X Division champion on the fucking shows.
Yeah, exactly.
Or whatever. The TNA tag team champions and shit.
Yep.
That's wow.
It's kind of weird, right?
That's pretty silly. I'm wondering if I'm trying to think, because if it's a TNA promoted show, so, sometimes Jerry Lawler would do indie shows. He's a WWE contracted guy,
Right?
So I'm wondering, he probably wouldn't be allowed to do it if that is what
That's
they
fair.
wanted to do. So I mean, that could be a way around it, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. That's who cares? I mean, I don't even. I'm gonna look it up real quick. You can see like how different it is.
I mean, I can't imagine it's very different.
Okay, so it's kind of different.
Oh. Really?
Yeah, because it's like it's not very much TNA.
It's not as heavy?
Right.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there's definitely a TNA presence.
Okay.
But I wouldn't
classify
it as like every match.
Well, what's interesting is like as it was being as we read it there, it's like, oh, it's going to be a lot of TNA talent and outside talent as always. And like, I think on a lot of the shows that we've gone through, there's always like maybe 1, maybe 2 non-TNA talent, but it's pretty much TNA talent.
Yeah, I would say this is like from what I'm looking at right now, and I'm not going to spoil it. People, if they really want to go out of their way, they could just look it up, I guess. But
we'll probably talk about some of them too because they're on indie notes, right?
Yeah. Even if it's not a direct, UWF TNA show, I think that the UWF has such a presence with TNA indirectly still,
right?
That it would be worth noting. What's kind of going on there? Like, there's definitely an X Division title match, for instance, still.
That makes sense.
Later on in the year, but so yeah, I mean, but yeah, I would probably say just from what I'm looking at here, it is probably 60-40. See, like there's TNA guys and then
yeah, that's definitely less than it was before.
Yeah. So kind of interesting.
Yeah. We will see what happens.
It should benefit UWF. That way they're not just handcuffed with just TNA guys, really.
That's a fair point.
I don't know. They're still using like Buff Bagwell though, like Maven, and they're not in TNA.
Right.
So, I don't All right, I think you said that was your last note, right?
Yeah, we'll talk about some during the show, but that's the main stuff. Some of it is a little longer, so I wanted to get it out of the way.
All right. Well, let's get into it then. The December 28th, 2006 edition of Impact. The approximate runtime for this is 42 minutes and 25 seconds, and I cannot wait for the show to be over. That way I can go to bed. If you want to watch along with us, head over to the TNA Plus app or find it in your own personal collection. I'm going to count down from 3. And when I say play, that is when we're going to start the show. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
TNA. We are wrestling. Oh, Santa on the behalf of LAX.
See, now right there when they zoomed into Santa's face, like I can't tell that's Brother Ron.
No, dude, it's pretty convincing. And even when he talked, we were like, wait, we know who that is. And then we saw it.
When he said the dirty stinking mouth, I was like, oh, that's fucking Spike. Well, Runt, Brother Runt.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And of course, the X Division and the roster came out and chased them off.
Including Ron Killings, who was trying to quit smoking.
Here you go. Tonight on Impact. Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle. You've seen the past. What does the future hold? Oh, it's real. Oh, okay. Jeremy Borash shouts out of Jim Cornette's office. We're going in. Oh, Kurt Angle's yelling at him. I want a rematch. He's standing over him. I deserve a rematch. If what you did last week in that tag match wasn't enough to convince Samoa Joe, that's it. He's got to figure out if it's Cage or Abyss. Or Stink's challenging Abyss at Final Resolution still. He doesn't have time for this. Kurt says he deserves the rematch. Why don't you calm down and get a grip on yourself? You know you're going to win. Don't disrupt the program, please. Well, that's just told you what's going to happen this entire show.
It's definitely going to disrupt it.
Listen, I'm not going to screw things up, okay?
Put the ankle lock on Cornette.
Please. He said, I'm not going to mess anything up tonight. I'm not going to screw anything up. But I will get my rematch. One way or the other. And he's over in the face of Jim Cornette. Real close to him. He smelled what he had for lunch, I think.
Yeah, he did.
And we got our intro video here. So, Bob, since this was a new set of tapings here, I do have some more explosion notes for you.
Great.
Airing on January 5th, 2007, we saw Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt defeat Alex Shelley and Austin Starr, the Paparazzi. And then, airing on January 12th, 2007, Eric Young and Ron Killings defeated Chris Sabin and Senshi. Oh, the year-end awards are tonight. Mr. TNA 2006. I wonder who's that going to be.
Now, how could they do this? This should be the first episode of 07 they do that. It's not technically the end of the year. What if somebody were to win the world title tonight? They're not Mr. TNA or whatever.
The NWA World Heavyweight title decision will happen tonight. Oh, we have a 3-way later tonight. It's Abyss. We're going to have Sting. And we're going to have Christian Cage in the ring with a nightstick on a pole.
Oh, my Lord.
Why? How's that going to help him decide what the match is going to be?
Why is it a nightstick? For the jail thing?
Oh, yes, it's absolutely because of the jail thing. We forgot to mention that. We found out Tomko and Abyss seemingly were cellmates in jail.
Which is just such a silly. I don't know, man. I don't like it's stupid.
Okay, we got Chris Sabin out here, and he's got a partner, and this is interesting. It's James Storm. No Gal Kim in sight.
No Gal Kim.
He's got new music.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
The unthinkable happened 2 weeks ago. James Storm turned his back on Chris Harris.
I do like the music.
It fits him, but it annoys me. So it works because he's the heel. So I'll boom for this.
Do you find the music annoying?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Oh,
But that's why. Oh,
well, those okay, Val.
here comes Petey Williams under the skirt of SoCal Val, wearing his pay-per-view white gear here tonight.
He's not slapping hands, dude.
Oh, here you go. He did a couple.
No, he kind of did like, I have to go around this corner pretty tight. Like, don't touch my arm.
All right. Let's see who his partner is. Oh, Christopher Daniels, the X Division champion. Okay. Bob, I forgot to note that their last episode of Impact, the rating that it got a 1.05 and 1.3 million viewers. It did a 0.82 in males 18 to 34 and a 1.02 in males 35 to 49.
Okay, so that's not that bad. 1.3 overall. Shoot. Is this what I want? Yeah, I got 2 indie notes. They're both for Christopher Daniels, and it's the only indie notes for the whole show. So there's that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
On December, I guess, kind of a slow month. December 22nd, Christopher Daniels teamed up with Matt Sydal to retain the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships when they defeated Sema and Shingo at Ring of Honor's International Challenge in Hartford, Connecticut. And then on December 23rd, in a 4-corner survival match, Jimmy Rave defeated Christopher Daniels, Davey Richards, and El Generico. And that happened at the Manhattan Center in New York.
Manhattan Center?
Yeah.
Wow. Storm is in here with Daniels now. She's got him in a headlock. Takes down our X Division champion with the shoulder block, up and over, and hip toss. Looks to clothesline, kicks Daniels in the head, though, on the way back. Comes back to a heel kick. I don't know if we're going to see it on this show, Bob, but one of the guys is in the ring that it would affect. So the plan for Final Resolution on January 14th for the X Division guys is the PCS series. For the PCS series is to have all 5 come to a finals of some sort on the show where there would be 3 judges. Now, apparently, 2 names that have been said to be confirmed as judges. I don't even want to make you guess. You're never going to guess.
Okay.
Disco Inferno is one. And second is Bob Backlund, which is why Kevin Nash has been throwing in all these Bob Backlund references in the videos.
Okay, I might have been able to get Backlund if I was not so tired. I might have thought of that. Disco, I don't think I would have.
Russo's back.
That's true.
Right.
But here's another tie-in with that is Disco is a former Cruiserweight champion.
Okay. We could work into that.
I guess you could kind of tie it into the X Division that way.
Nice backbreaker by Christopher Daniels there, taking out Chris Sabin. Tags in James Storm. Tags in Petey. Petey catches. Storm with a shoulder block, double knees as he comes in the ring, kicks down Sabin, goes into the corner, catches the boot from Storm so it doesn't get hit, and then bulldogs him onto his partner. Tilt to war head scissor. Nope. Land on the feet. Side version likely.
So these are probably matches, like 2 matches we're going to get at the pay-per-view, but they're just teaming up. It's like Sabin and Daniel. Well, I'd probably Lynn, right? That'd probably be.
Well, that's a good point, right? The whole Jerry Lynn involvement. Maybe he'll run out here during this or at the end or something. But yeah. I think you're kind of right about all. Oh, there he is!
Oh, fucking hell!
Wait, he's got the chair and it says VKM on it. It's like the Voodoo Kin Mafia's chair. Well, Daniels just hit Sabin out to the floor, and now he's pissed at Jerry Lynn for that. Oh, suicide dive, taking out both Lynn and Sabin. Daniels, that is. He ducked the clothesline from James Storm. Petey's going after him, going for the Canadian Destroyer. Countered. Oh. Oh, wails him with the chair. He gets out of it. Referee comes in. Storm steals the pin.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think Storm's gonna get a heel push here a little bit.
Yeah, I'd have to say that's a fair guess.
I really think that there's gonna be a swerve here that Lynn is gonna fucking turn on Daniels.
Well, Lynn
Sabin
just threw
just is
down his
shoving it. Like
badge.
they're not physically doing anything. See, and then now he's doing that. Okay, well,
Yeah, he took his shirt off and he's looking jacked, of course.
he's looking pretty good.
It's funny because the shirt makes it look like he's like, well, I'm not in ring shape anymore. And
Right.
no, he very much is. Very much. He looks really good.
Yeah, and he's been working on the indies, so this isn't like new.
Well, up next, Samoa Joe speaks. He's on crutches. We did cover the injury at the end of our last episode. He got injured during
his knee.
taping. He did. And I have a note about that, but I'll wait till the interview's happening. I can tell you about it. We're backstage with Abyss and Father James Mitchell now.
Is that woman his wife?
It must be. It must be.
Joe?
Oh, Mitchell seems a little irritated that Abyss is not picking a side. Mitchell's or Stinks. What side is he on? Well, Mitchell has the title. He won't give it to Abyss. Oh, you like making me look stupid? Oh, you can give him that nightstick. You can give it to the side of his head and the side of his ribs, and you're going to break his kneecaps with it. Oh, if he doesn't, Mitchell's going to reveal his secret. Ooh, Abyss is mad about the secret, Bob. What could it be?
I hate this. This screams like the Undertaker, Kane, fucking. There was a fire and our parents were in it, or something. Like, come on, dude. See, bodies are buried. So his parents are dead. He killed his fucking parents, dude. And Tomko is like his cousin or something. I'm telling you, dude. That's what it is.
No, thanks. It looks like to me that Abyss has got a decision to make.
Remember that one year on New Year's when you were lighting the fireworks and then you tipped him over and they went into the house and it blew up and your parents were dead?
Oh my God.
They were murdered? I remember because I was there. It's me, Uncle.
Let's go to
Tyson,
Letitia.
Your brother, Tyson Tomko.
Oh, Letitia is with Samoa Joe.
Letitia.
You surprised us when you walked in here in crutches.
Is that a work appropriate attire or what?
It is for her.
That's like literally just a bra.
Is she wearing pants?
I would hope so.
We haven't seen them. That's all I'm saying.
She's like not even wearing a shirt, dude. That's just a bra with like cloth over it.
Oh. Joe says, no, you will not get your rematch. Why, Kurt? Because Joe is his sights set on the NWA World title.
I
hate to say it, but honestly, the injury is the perfect way to just actually not give him the rematch and then just make this last another month or something.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Okay, Joe being like no kind of makes Joe look like a bitch.
That's true.
You want a rematch? Well, I'm not gonna give it to you because I don't want to. Like that's kind of silly. Just give him the rematch.
Well, here comes Team 3D, but I got a note quick for you. Joe is currently undergoing aquatic training and such for his knee issues and will be out of action until the January 14th TNA pay-per-view. He was able to walk around at the ROH shows this past weekend, but only for limited periods of time. Okay, Brother Ray and Devon are in the ring. Oh, no tag teams left.
For what? To beat? They beat one team.
Oh, I hate that.
Shit.
I hate that. The Naturals got the crap beat out of him so bad, I don't think you'll ever see him again.
So they're gone.
Oof. That fucking hurts. He makes a joke about VKM. There's only one tag team left, he says. LAX.
So you're telling me that there's only 4 tag teams in the company?
Say that again.
There's only 4 tag teams in TNA?
Well, what? Team 3D, LAX.
BKM and the Natural?
I mean, like, quote unquote legit
True.
ones, right?
True
I mean,
tag
we have
team.
Truth and Hoyt, our tag team.
Right.
Technically, like, Dutt and Lethal are.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that might be it.
That's kind of crazy.
Oh, they seem a little annoyed about Brother Runt being out here, and it's still in the Santa costume, by the way. We told you to mind your manners and leave and keep your nose out of people's business. Oh, so you picked a fight with Abyss? Okay, so they're finally addressing the fact that he just went on this rampage with Abyss for a while. You want me to apologize for being a man and fighting for a living? Sorry, I'm not a wimp. And I don't back down from anybody. Oh, he's smelling him, Brother Ray. Have you been drinking again? Oh, he pulled it out. He pulled it out of his pocket.
Oh my god.
Oh, he spit it in Brother Ray's face.
So Brother Runt's a drunk?
Oh, he's beating up Devon and Brother Ray now, and he spit the spirits in. Get it? Because he's Santa. And there you go. Brother Ray just clotheslined the shit out of him.
What are we doing? Well, you just said get a table.
Oh, Devon said no.
That's a fine.
Okay, I'll get one myself, Brother Ray says.
Why are they doing this to Runt? How did Runt fighting Abyss impact Team 3D at all?
Well, it didn't. But he was just saying, hey, we told you not to do that, but you did it anyways, and now he's being a smartass.
Who cares?
They're setting the table up in the corner, and here come LAX.
Making the save for Brother Runt.
Now notice, it's only Hernandez and Homicide.
There's no Apollo.
There's no Apollo.
There's no Apollo.
What was the other guy's name?
Machete.
Machete. There's no Machete. We're back from commercial.
How
and
is
Brother
this
Runt has a
still
steel
going
chair.
on?
He's taking out every security with this steel chair.
You mean to tell me that a drunk Brother Runt has been cleaning house for the past 3 minutes of a commercial?
I do kind of like the idea that he's like a crazy drunk guy.
I don't like it.
I just think it's funny.
Oh, man.
Wailing Hernandez in the head with the steel chair. And here comes Brother Devon clotheslining Hernandez out of the ring. Homicide stuck in the ring still.
Wait, so like they're... I mean, I guess brothers fight, so...
Yeah. You know what happens. Oh, Brother Ray about to do a splash off the second rope. Oh, nope. They're setting up Runt. He's going to powerbomb Runt through the table, but Homicide's on the table. And then the music hits.
So he kind of teaches Runt a lesson, but then they still hurt Homicide.
Yeah, okay. See? Not bad.
I don't know. I don't like the whole alcoholism thing as a storyline. Like I didn't like it when they did it with Scott Hall.
Well,
WCW.
yeah. I mean, it's not great.
It's a little different. But...
Oh, I lied to you apparently, because here's the PCS. Are we going to hear an update here? I even just searched the a review online to see if it happened with just typing in Kevin Nash's name, and then nothing popped up. So,
for where?
I wanted to see if this segment was happening.
Hmm.
I mean, I didn't scroll. I just did the look on page, so it could have been not written the same way I typed it in. But we're doing a limbo contest. Oh wait, since you jumped over it, that's not how you limbo. Backlund rules. Olympic limbo. You never heard that? So, something special tonight. Not since 1934 have we done this. The Backlund Bob off. Okay, so we're getting way more Backlund references now.
Yeah, he's obviously going to be there.
We're doing Bob off. Looks like Lethal won. Shelley fell. Feel free to kiss the winner. Lethal does not want to be kissed. Kevin Nash tried to kiss him. Jay Lethal's got 14 points, Star 13, Shelley 12, and it goes down from there. But Letitia's now backstage with Christian Cage and Tomko. We got to ask you about the secret.
I would tell Letitia my secret would be I'm in love with you. From a side profile, she kind of looks like Goldilocks.
I could see, okay, right here, she does. She's got the facial where she's kind of looking at her. I'm like, huh? Oh, Mitchell verified what Christian has been telling the world all along. That Sting and Abyss have a conspiracy against me to keep me from the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. It's very simple. Abyss knows he's not the face of the company. Christian Cage is an instant classic. Did you, this is more current day, but I saw that Christian tried to trademark Captain Charisma, and they were like, no.
Really?
Yeah, WWE said nope.
Well, that would be a WWE thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, unless he tried because it was expired or something. I don't quite know.
Mm.
Oh, Knoxville, Tennessee, outside the WWE live event. VKM is there. I forgot they were going to this. We did know about it.
Yeah, wasn't this back in like? I feel like I saw the date. It was like
December 1st. Yeah.
I'm gonna look up the card. Yeah, it was funny.
Was it funny when they put oil over the fat naked guy in a thong, and the guy goes, "No, it wasn't funny," and then BGM kissed him on the head.
Yeah, but TNA did it too with Tiny.
Yeah, to mock them.
Yeah, but still,
Kip James just was told by some girl that this guy could have been his son, so that could have been Colton or Austin. We don't really know.
All right. Let's see what this. Okay, so Knoxville, Tennessee, at the Civic Coliseum.
You're looking up the match card?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And this sounds like a 2006 house show. Jesus Christ. All right. Crime Time. JTG and Shad defeated the Spirit Squad, Mikey and Nikki. Don Radmeyer. Yeah. He's from Tough Enough, I think. Defeated Val Venus.
Oh, wait. So Robert Roode is coming down to the ring, and Tracy's not with him, but she's backstage with Eric Young. And she's trying to get Eric Young to do anything she needs to get him to sign. She has now pushed him into the men's room.
They're going to bang.
Okay.
Lance Hoyt coming out to Ron Kelly music. Oh, he's dancing. This is good. That's funny.
A newly formed team, he says. They've been teaming for a while, but okay.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Jim Duggan defeated Eugene. Robbie McAllister defeated Lance Cade. Carlito defeated Chris Masters and Shelton Benjamin. Mickey James retained the women's title against Victoria. Triple H defeated Randy Orton. And in the main event, John Cena retained the WWE Heavyweight Championship when he defeated Umaga by disqualification.
Wow, yeah. You could have put that card in front of me, and I would have said 2006.
Dude, Jim Duggan. I remember going to a show in 2006, and it was like Duggan against fucking Charlie Haas or something like that.
Yep, I remember.
I felt bad for Charlie.
Well, Ron Killings is on commentary here. So we have Lance Hoyt versus Robert Roode. I do have a note that relates to Lance Hoyt. So the plan for St. Louis in April, which is already out, would not have included the logical David Eckstein versus AJ Praninsky angle because baseball will already be in season. If they are to do anything with it, and the last we heard is that it would be in February, it would be in Orlando, even though a photo of the angle appeared on the front page of the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. So we'll see if anything actually happens with that. But
I don't think they're going to wrestle. I think what you said about Torborg is what's going to be. And that just is incredible.
Ron Killings is talking about going to Hollywood on commentary here. And Don West, yeah, he wants to make movies. Lance Hoyt has been very supportive of him, but he's like, I want to go to Hollywood. I want to help my partner, but Hollywood. Lance Hoyt, huge choke slam on Robert Roode.
Ron hasn't mentioned anything about smoking.
Here comes Miss Brooks. Oh, she's rubbing the leg of Lance Hoyt when he's going for a moonsault.
Oh, my God.
German suplex flipping Lance Hoyt over off the top rope. Robert Roode steals the win. That's the first time we've seen him win in a while. He just broke a cigarette.
Yeah, he did.
He's quitting. He's going to quit smoking so he can get to Hollywood. Okay?
Oh, my
We're on to something.
God.
We're on to
I
something.
do not ever remember that.
Oh, Eric Young is in the bathroom, and JB, he's on the floor, and JB says, "Are you okay?" His
shirt
shirt
is
ripped.
ripped. Did she kiss him or something?
It looks like he's got lipstick all over his face, and his shirt's half off. I feel different. What happened to your face? He said, it's... Oh, he's got a resolution, because it's New Year's. He's going to lose control. And I think I like it. Okay.
What the fuck? Okay.
No, Christian Cage is on his way out.
We're already going to the main event.
Well, good.
No, there's got to be something else going on. There's
No, you're right, because we were 26 minutes, 25 seconds in. Speaking of, I should have said this during that VCAM segment. Raw and TNA will actually be going head-to-head on February 15th due to the February 12th Raw being preempted for the Westminster Dog Show. Sci-Fi has a Star Trek marathon planned for that night, so unless things change, they're not going to be airing the show live. Raw will go from 8 to 10:05, meaning the second hour will be head-to-head with TNA. Unless things change in a major way, that's going to open up a lot of eyes in TNA. And if Russo is booking, that will undoubtedly be the most insane TNA show ever produced. I'm sure they'll be working hard pretty much immediately trying to get that show moved to 2 hours head-to-head.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, this is the main event, Bob, because here comes Sting.
No, I know, but I'm saying there's got to be...
Oh, something after.
Like a segment or something.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be...
Here comes Sting. Well, here, I got a couple other just like quick hit notes for you, and then that's it, and we can enjoy the rest of the show. Company's running a house show on January 20th in Birmingham, Alabama. That's going to feature Rhino, Angle, AJ Styles, Abyss, Team 3, Daniels, etc. They are doing the upcoming TNA game with Midway. It will be the first wrestling game developed for the Wii. That's big news. Remember the Wii?
I do remember the Wii.
How could you forget? Bob's favorite system, Wii Bowling.
That's not true.
Mitchell's taking the title from Abyss on his way down the ring. But Bob, my final note for today's show. You're not going to believe this. Johnny Swinger is back. He's now working for TNA as an agent. He started at the tapings last Monday. Yep. And is said to have dropped a lot of weight since his WWE days. So at this show, this taping, he has started as an agent officially.
Wow. He's dropped a lot of weight, so that means he's off the juice.
Good for him.
That's what I would assume.
And that's my notes for the show. Okay, we got a Nightstick on a pole match between Christian, Abyss, and Sting.
Johnny Swinger as an agent.
Yeah, kind of interesting, right? Bring back Swinger and Diamond.
Well, we haven't even seen Diamond wrestle.
No. Oh shit,
He's
dude!
been more of a manager.
Oh my god, I
But
thought
when
Christian had
when
the
was the last time
nightstick.
we saw Diamond wrestle? Was that like late 05?
I mean, that sounds correct. We'd have to look,
Against
but
against Raven in like that 3-on-1 thing or whatever.
yeah, you might be right about that. Tomko just tried to distract Abyss and Sting, and Christian ran up. He was unsuccessful in grabbing the nightstick, but Sting and Abyss are double teaming him now. Abyss whips him in the corner. Stinger splash.
Do we know how you're supposed to win this?
No, I don't know the point of this match. I'm gonna be honest with you. Sting with the Scorpion Deathlock, but Abyss trying to climb up, but so Sting stopped himself from going up there.
Like if Abyss gets the nightstick, do neither one of these guys become number one contenders? Is that
It just says whoever gets it is gonna win the match. So, and I don't know if that's the point, to be honest, Bob. That's the part that doesn't make sense to me.
yeah, I don't know. And like he's going for a deathlock before even getting the nightstick. So do you even need to get the nightstick? Nah. It's not even like the nightstick between these three have been the primary weapon or anything, right?
I mean, right.
It's just kind of signifying the prison aspect.
I think that's the point, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bob, this is going to shock you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently the last time Simon Diamond has wrestled was at No Surrender in September because him and Skipper were the diamonds in the rough on that in the Triple Chance Battle Royal. He actually wrestled.
Saw that?
Yeah. He actually wrestled quite a bit this year. Bunch of 6-man tags. Now, if you're talking last singles match, though,
singles match has got to be a long time.
Whew, singles match, Jesus. Well, not 2005. So it's been since 2004. Where Jarrett defeated Pat Kenny on August 19th on Impact number 12.
So we're back on Fox Sports Net.
Wow. Just for reference, we are currently watching Impact 131. So
That's been a long
we haven't
time.
seen him in a singles match in a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, Christian just tried to beat up Earl Hebner.
Tomko hit the press slam turned into a fallaway slam on Sting, and now he's gotten.
Tomko's getting the nightstick. He's not even in this match.
Well, he's having a hard time getting it off there.
Slingshot.
Oh.
Knocking Tomko off, but the nightstick fell.
Oh my god. You're telling me we can't even get a nightstick on a pole match without shenanigans?
Sting got it. He can use it. Okay, so the match, I thought they said if you get it, you win, but the bell didn't ring, so.
Does he have to use it?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You got to get it and then use it. So Sting has won. I don't like that.
That is
so lame.
That is so dumb. That is such a Memphis thing to do.
We have nearly 9.5 minutes left
of
the show. So.
You know what? You said Cornette and Russo are working together. That is a Cornette thing. 100%.
Oh,
100%.
Okay. And we got the poll from Russo. Dude.
Yeah.
I like that they're doing that, you know?
Well, they're morphing their ideas together.
Yeah. Tomko and Christian going at each other, or trying to double team Sting, I should say. But Abyss just came in and saved Sting. But don't worry, Sting rolled over. He grabbed the nightstick.
He's going to give it to Abyss. Here you go, buddy.
You son of a... He is, too. Is Abyss going to just have a nightstick all the time now? Jim Mitchell's shook.
I don't understand. I don't know what...
Okay, so Jim Cornette still needs to make the decision. Well, we went to commercial and we're back with a highlight package here about the AJ Styles situation with Rhino and Daniels. Oh my
What?
god. Oh my god. Rhino just said if he keeps this up, he's gonna put his hand down AJ Styles' throat, rip out his liver, and then feed it to his kids. Holy shit.
What do the kids do to deserve that?
Yeah, what? No kid likes liver anyways, but then you're
Your
doing that to their
dad's
dad?
liver?
Oof.
Jeez.
Okay, sounds like we got another match at Final Resolution between these guys. I'll be the last one standing. Ooh.
Last man standing match, it looks like.
Ooh, okay. I'm into that, dude, because I enjoyed their last match, so. Oh, the year-end awards here, Bob. Get ready. Tag Team of the Year?
AMW.
Nope, AJ and Christopher Daniels. Feud of the Year? Samoa Joe versus Kurt Angle.
What?
Match of the Year? Hold on. Ultimate X and No Surrender. That's the LAX one. Knockout of the Year?
Kim.
Christy
What
Hemme.
the fuck?
Most inspirational wrestler?
Jake Roberts.
Eric Young. Memorable moment? Kurt
Kurt
Angle's
Angle.
announcement. Yeah. X Division Star of the Year?
Daniels.
Samoa Joe. Finisher of the
Finisher.
Year? Yeah, always. Who to watch in 2007?
Mm-hmm.
Kurt Angle. And Mike Tenay and Jim Cornette will be announcing Mr. TNA. That's the first time we've seen a Jarrett anything in a wicked long time. You see
If
that?
Kurt Angle wins TNA of the year, Mr. TNA or whatever, I will fucking scream. The guy's been here for 2 months. It's gotta be
The trophy.
Joe.
The trophy itself is at least 5'10". No, maybe not 5'10", but it's
Well,
like 5'7".
It's almost taller than TNA.
It's huge. Okay, so he's made it official here. Christian, Abyss, and Sting. It's going to be a three-way for the title again. There must be
Elimination,
a winner.
though.
Oh, elimination, he said? Okay.
Yeah, at Final Resolution.
Okay. Okay, now we're going to announce who Mr. TNA is.
Samoa Joe. Right? There's
Five
five
nominees. AJ Styles, he's always a nominee because it's AJ Styles.
Yeah, but he's a heel, so he ain't winning. There's no way.
It's Kurt Angle. Jeff Jarrett.
Now
listen, look at
no.
They're showing a Jarrett image, like a video, but Kurt and AJ were both videos of them backstage. Sting is his locker. We know he's here, and here's Joe backstage, so it's not Jarrett.
It's fucking Joe, dude.
It's gonna be Angle.
Oh
wait,
no,
you're right.
No.
You're right. He's gonna hobble out there, and then Angle's gonna attack him. Let's see. It's Samoa Joe. Okay, Bob was right. Okay. Oh, Styles. Yeah, see, Kurt Angle just got up. That must be his wife giving him kisses.
His wife or girlfriend or something.
I just assumed they were gonna do Angle because he's already threatening. He's not gonna mess stuff up. But this makes a lot more sense.
If fucking Kurt Angle had won Mr. TNA of 2006.
So they're showing the highlights here. So Joe with his feud with Scott Steiner, the strap match he had with Jeff Jarrett, and of course, Kurt Angle. He's in the ring. Samoa Joe likes winning big-ass trophies in TNA.
Mm-hmm.
You got anything to say to our fans at TNAWrestling.com? Tremendous honor. Let's face it. Kurt Angle's come and gone. And tonight I am Mr. TNA.
Oh shit! Kurt's got his girlfriend.
Oh, he's gonna break her arm. He just hit her in the back of the leg to hold her down. Oh, don't even try to come here by the time you come here. The bitch is toast. Now either you give me a rematch or I break her ankle. What's it gonna be?
Don't do it.
What kind of gutless coward are you?
Break
Either
her
give me a
ankle,
rematch or I break her ankle right here, right now.
Do it. Let him. Joe.
This is our problem. Let her go.
Joe, break up with her.
You give me no choice, Joe. Oh, shit. Angle's put this girl, Samoa Joe's girlfriend, wife, in an ankle lock. You got your rematch. I'm sorry, Joe. This wasn't personal. Actually, it is personal. And he locks in the ankle lock again. Oh, he just broke it right there.
I just want to point out, she didn't tap.
She did not tap. And he just chucked a crutch at Angle as he was leaving. And we are ending with a video.
Where did you get a 2.5 minute video, Ben?
The it's whole year. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Wait, this will help us for, I might as well tell you guys now. Next week, as our first episode of 2007, and before we get into all the action, we will be doing our year in review.
What's funny is, like, I forgot about Christian Cage beating Jarrett for the title. And against all that.
Oh, shit. Dude, there's been a lot. I'm even seeing, I kind of forgot that this was all in the same year.
I'm telling you, dude.
Wow.
There's so much shit that's happened.
I'm glad they're doing this, but it's going to make our year in review choices a little bit more difficult, I feel like.
I can't believe that Christy Hemme won Knockout of the Year. How did Gail Kim not win that?
I mean...
What the fuck did Hemme do? Just talk and say, coming up after the break.
She ran out once with the note to give to Don West and Mike Tenay. I like that they're doing this, though. They're even kind of showing you what led to each pay-per-view and stuff. Team Canada broke up. Paparazzi Production was stalking Sting earlier in the year. Signed in Blood. Dude, that segment was so good. Oh my God. This is awesome. I really, really like this. Daniels jumping to the top of the Ultimate X. Now we're at Bound for Glory. Huge moments. The headbutt heard around the world. Our first show on the road. I mean, really good stuff. 6 Sides of Steel with LAX and Daniels and Styles. Sting looking jacked as fuck to win the title. Pretty awesome. Primetime special, the barbed wire steel cage match.
Kurt's first match with Abyss.
Genesis, Sting taking bumps and thumbtacks and throwing Bister barbed wire. The first match between Joe and Kurt. And of course, Turning Point, we just watched a couple shows ago. If you guys are new, if this is your first episode, we've covered all of these shows in our archives. It's been quite the year. That is a cool-ass video package to end the show. That's pretty cool. Okay, Bob, a lot happened. What do you think about that show compared to last week, especially?
Well, compared to last week, it was better. I mean, I guess I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. I think even that end segment itself was like pretty awesome. The only thing I don't like on the show, which I think we can both agree upon, is that lame segment. The lame finish. He got the nightstick and he hits him and he beats him. And it was just like...
Oh, that's...
But here's the thing. They did that bullshit match because if they're going to do a three-way at the pay-per-view and they just did a three-way, what are you really going to do? So, whatever, I guess, but...
Yeah, but what is the... There wasn't an elimination. There's no real point.
I know. I don't really know what the point was, to be honest with you.
Nightstick on a pole thing. Like, I don't... Like, why is it booked? There doesn't seem to be a... No one benefited from it. So, fucking Sting hit Christian with a nightstick, right? I mean, that was...
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I thought Angle attacking Joe's girlfriend was fine. It's a realistic way to get Joe to agree to a rematch.
Yeah, I think that's why I liked it, to be honest.
Yeah. So now that leaves us with 2 weeks of more build for it.
It's definitely getting personal. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, a lot more personal than what it already was, I guess. So.
Well, I'm excited for Final Resolution as we are building toward it. I'm even more excited to get into 2007 though.
Yeah, no kidding. And as you know, the next episode we'll talk about the year in review or whatever. And just like how all the other years, I mean, it's like in January and then to December, it is such a drastically different promotion.
Oh yeah,
it's insane. This happens every fucking year.
It's crazy.
Like I don't understand. When you watch like WWE, I feel like typically from January to December, there's like pretty much the same thing going on. Like,
I was gonna say, I think there's probably, if you would say between like, I'm gonna say like 2010 and like 2020, I could mix and match any of those years and probably get it wrong, to be honest with you. Like I feel it all blends together.
Yeah, that's probably what it is for me. Anything after like 2010, 2011, I couldn't specifically tell you WrestleMania matches or any of that. I have no idea.
But you're right. We're a different company than we were in January. Vince Russo came back in late August, like late August time, September.
September. I think it was the show right before No Surrender was technically his first show.
So he came back right then, and then also Kurt Angle came in, and so it was just like we got spun on our head right at the end of the year. It got pretty crazy.
Yeah. All right. Well, as we head into Final Resolution, I would assume that Joe Angle 3 is going to be happening. It looks like AJ and Rhino in the Last Man Standing match.
Mm-hmm. I like that a lot.
I mean, I don't think we're dumb to not realize that that's what they're shoving down our throats there with the video package.
Yep.
And then Abyss defending the NWA World title against Sting and Christian Cage again, but this time it's an elimination match.
And it's not official. Well, there's two not official things. Team 3D essentially just called out LAX.
Yes.
And Christopher Daniels, Jerry Lynn, and Chris Sabin are... Jerry Lynn ripping off a shirt, I think, tells you exactly what we're heading toward.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Yeah. And then Roode and Eric Young continuing to...
Roode and Eric Young.
And then, of course, the Paparazzi Championship Series.
PD James Storm's probably going to end up happening.
PD James Storm, yeah.
Dude, we are about to start off 2007 with a banger pay-per-view, I feel like.
I hope.
What we just said on paper sounds pretty damn good. I'm looking forward to that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we'll see. 2006 has been wrapped up. And it's time to flip the calendar and head into 2007. So join us next week as we start a new year. And let's see what TNA brings to the table. Until then, for Dallas Gridley, I am Bob Colling Jr., and this has been the TNA Across the Line podcast.
just me and the Bible. In that rain, I don't give a damn what you think. I'm a gambling man, play to win. I say it now. Sorry about your damn love. Sorry about your damn love. Yeah, lady love's been good to me. I make a lot of money, you can see. And I'm coming to your town. I'm living every day like it's my last. Riding alone with my boots in hand. Somebody pour me another round. In that rain, I don't give a damn what you think. I'm a gambling man, I play to win. I say it now, it's all about your damn love. It's all about your damn love. It's all about your damn love. It's all about your damn love, boy. It's all about, it's all about, it's all about your damn love. Hey, yeah. It's all about your damn love.